right, everybody. Now, going down my list here, we have Tohatu. We'll be having you trimming the sails, and if you're up for it, we'll be needing you to fetch the anchor.
I'm always ready for a good swim.
All right, you'll have to literally fetch the anchor the first time. My anchor chain broke. We'll readdress that in a moment.
You can't be serious.
We're only fastened to the docks by ropes right now, bud.
He just looks around and looks down and is just like, what?
Bartholomew.
Hi.
Yes, we'll be having you at the steering wheel up there.
Aye, sir.
Okay. All right. We'll be needing your luck behind the wheel, as well as your hands. That's not meant to mean anything else.
No, sir, I didn't think it did.
All right. Tevon,
Sir,
you have some skills in the kitchen, I presume.
there's a reason they call me the Butcher.
Ah, good.
Glad they don't call him Sloppy Joe.
Indeed. Well, you'll be posted up in the galley. You'll have your work cut out for you.
I'd better go and, investigate the stores.
Yes. All right. And Ember, I'll be needing you in my cabin soon. Need to consult about the details of our directions and whatnot.
Sounds good to me.
Right.
Wherever you need me, boss.
Right. And, goodness. Did Blood Evening already scurry off to the hold? Or is she here among us?
I'm here, sir.
Right. You'll be needing to check below on the status of the cannons. The ship didn't fare too well in the last storm. So, you'll be needing to check below.
Yes, sir. I will do this.
Alright, everybody to your posts. Much work to be done yet. And a full day ahead of us. I don't think we'll even be able to leave the docks today.
That's a pity.
Well, restocking the stores.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
You ever heard the old adage, many hands make light work?
Not really.
That applies to loading the ship as well.
Sir?
Yes?
How would you like me to reattach the anchor?
Oh, well, we'll go over that in a bit.
Oh, alright.
We'll, toy that knot when we get to that place on the rope. Okay, everybody to your posts, and, Tevon, let me know what you find when you get to the galley.
Understood, sir.
We're actually going to start with Tevon.
Okay.
Because the galley is directly below, and he is the first one to walk into the door. And then Ember and Bartholomew would be headed towards the captain's cabin to discuss details.
Bartholomew.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tohatu, just wait here. We'll be telling you where we'll be headed to fetch the anchor. Yes, it's just out in the bay.
In the bay? Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright.
This whole anchor business has a very Captain Sparrow vibe to it.
I know, right?
So Tevon walks below the decks, and he notices that there is almost no edible food in the cupboards, apart from a few moldy biscuits and potatoes. There is also a tremendous amount of built-up dirty dishes. At this point, he just has to pick a starting point. Does he assess the inventory, or just start to work on the dishes?
I think Tevon is gonna try to see what he even has to work with before he starts digging into any sort of cleanup, especially since, getting the ship stocked correctly is going to be important before they leave the port, whereas cleanup could be done, basically whenever.
All right. He, I guess, takes an inventory list?
Yeah.
All right. He writes down that he needs more potatoes, and what's his cooking? Does he have decent cooking knowledge, would you say?
He's the butcher.
Yes. Actually, yes.
Lots of cuts of meat.
His name, the Butcher, is sort of has a double meaning. He acquired that nickname while he was still with his tribe, and it was kind of because he's, fierce in battle, but at the same time, he's also a great cook. So it seemed appropriate that the Butcher kind of fit both ways.
All right. So then he is then waiting for the captain and first mate, and, well, he's taking his inventory list, and we're going to go over to Blood Evening.
Do you have an inventory list for me, or we can get into that later? Or am I just
Better take stock, bud.
making a list here?
Better take stock.
You're actually going to... You took inventory, which was a few moldy biscuits and a sack of potatoes.
Okay, so that's all that's there.
Yes.
Okay,
As far as food.
Breakfast of champions.
Now you need to make a shopping.
so I need to make a shopping list, basically.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if there was more to the stores than that, or if... Okay, gotcha.
And
Continue.
Yeah. So then we're going to go over to Blood Evening. As she goes below deck, she can feel a familiar coolness of the shadows. As she busies herself with taking inventory of the disarrayed equipment, she is going to hear a voice whisper.
Unleash the darkness. Unbind me, and I shall garb you in eternal shadow.
She clasps at the emblem in her pocket, feeling an icy coldness steal itself out, as if it's enshrouding her.
What is this? This feeling, it's so familiar. It's like home. I've missed this feeling. The darkness of the unders.
Unleash me, child, and I shall grant you power beyond your understanding.
She paws at it and pulls it apart.
Her sheer will and desire to unleash the power itself seems to have drawn it out of the emblem, and immediately she is wrapped in this black as midnight cloak that seems to cover her, and it's heavy, and at the same time she feels a tingle as if her senses have been enhanced.
Oh, what? Oh, this is power. You weren't lying.
But at the same time, she also feels almost a hunger for light, as if she is feeding off of it for energy itself.
She's going to instantly bound up the steps, like on all fours, and just lay out on the deck.
She goes out and she immediately sees Tevon, who is standing there, nervously looking over a list as he is writing.
Hello, Tevon, is it?
So you're laying on the ground, like right in front of me, basically?
Yeah.
Soaking up sunlight.
Okay.
Why are you laying on the ground?
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not sure. It seems so comforting, and the energy of the sun, it is so powerful. I've never felt so much energy flowing through my body at once.
You probably have a vitamin D deficiency from being in the dark so much.
Yes, you know, you are a very smart man. I think we will get along very nicely.
I certainly hope so.
Yes, and I hear you are also the chef.
I've been known to make a good meal from time to time.
I like my meal bloody and red.
There's no other way to cook it.
And with that, we are going to go over to the cabin.
Right then. So, let's discuss. The first thing that we need to do is, we need to find the shears. The sharpest shears. And we need to find the unbreakable thread. But I can't seem to find them on me map.
At which point he pulls out his map, and both of you can see only that.
What the hell is this where we're at?
Yes, that would be where you are. And we need to be here.
Well, that's not exactly the right map, if you don't mind me saying.
But you mean you can't see where we're going?
Well, I mean, I can see where we're at. Well, I can't exactly see where we're going now.
Can you see where you've been?
I'm gonna have to say no to that.
Ah, curse this map. It never works for me crew, especially not on the first day. Ah well, the way this map works is you can see the places you've been, just not the places you're going. And unfortunately for me, the only place I can't find on my map is where I'm supposed to be. Anyway, we're looking for the House of the Reality Stitcher. And unfortunately, it sounds like we'll have to go visit the Crown Oracles first. Now,
I'm sorry, what'd you say? The chronological?
the Crown Oracles.
I can't even
They
see
see
the
all
word.
reality and write it down. It's a bunch of boring librarians. But you know, they've got all the info.
Librarians? That does sound kind of boring.
So, yes,
Well, alright.
I don't mean to hide the information from the rest of the crew, but I sound like a bit of an idiot. I'm a madhouse, you see. People say I'm chaotic. Anyway, I need both of you to tell the crew that we are headed out to sea, and yes, you can tell them about the Crown Oracles.
Well, assuming I can pronounce that word at all, I will do just that. Is there anything else you need from me, Captain?
I suppose you just need a heading. We'll head 2 degrees west of where the sun rises.
Well, alright, Bartholomew. Think you got that?
Of course I've got it.
Well,
Right
alright.
then.
Let's get her done.
I'll join you on the decks briefly, but then I'll be headed back up to me quarters.
Alright, Captain. See you out there.
Right then.
And out of the cabin he exits, finding the scene with Blood Evening and Tevon on deck, and just notices that they've just come back up.
Alright then. Did both of you take proper inventory, or were you just soaking up sun?
Well, I was pretty much just soaking up sun. But I did manage to notice that the only thing I really need are some tools.
Alright. Well, Tevon, I already gave you the money for the job. Go ahead and, what do you need for the larder?
There is an extensive list.
Oh, well, you have everything you need. I guess, by sundown, come back, and, we'll be setting sail tomorrow then.
Okay. Do you want me to give you the list, or you did?
You're in charge of food, bro.
Well, yes, I wrote a list. Do you want me to give you the list, or you want me to just get the food?
Well,
Bro, it's like shit, he actually wrote the list down.
You gotta go get the food.
If you feel like, it's what will be needed to be outfitted for a journey, I mean, it depends. Crew, shall we hear our grocery list?
No.
No, I'm alright. As long as it's got meat on it. Gotta have a full belly.
Did you consult the crew for their, provisional needs?
I have been busy assessing the sorry state of the galley.
That's alright, they'll all be fine with meat.
Yes, and could you find some tasty mushrooms in the market, perhaps?
I will add them to the list.
We don't want everyone getting sick out at sea. Or if we do get sick, at least, find a medication to keep us less than nauseous.
Yes.
You all
this
got
is
your sea legs?
the medication.
Oranges. Mangoes. I know how to dry them. Keep them around for a little bit longer. I enjoy a good mango every once in a while.
Tevon continues to nervously scribble at the grocery list.
And add a set of tools to that list as well, if you would.
The coin for tinkering, that is.
Do you need someone with you to help cart the groceries? Good evening, you seem to be getting acquainted. How about you go ashore with him? We'll be back this evening from fetching the anchor.
Yes, I suppose I could do this. It would be possible,
Right then.
Yes.
We'll be back very soon. Just out in the bay.
Understood.
So you gave Tevon money just like to get whatever, right? Okay.
I am deeply happy
he gave
to
him
not be
platinum.
on that ship any longer.
At the bar.
I thought he was paying him with that. Tevon footing this out of his own purse, or what are we doing here?
Okay.
You'll be
Well,
footing
he
all
didn't
right.
raise question. Does he ask out in the middle of the cruise? He just going,
Yeah, I guess. I just wanted to say because you said that you had given him the money. I wasn't sure if you had like given him other funds. But okay, so
The captain considered that when he gave Tevon the platinum piece, it was almost like here, this is the kind of money you can get doing my line of work.
Captain, the amount of provisions we will need is very extensive. I may need some funds to acquire these things.
Did you already spend the platinum I gave you yesterday?
I thought the platinum was a contract of employment.
Oh, indeed. Indeed. Yes. Well, there'll be many more riches when you sail with me. Many treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Yep. So, we'll take it as an advance on the payout of our venture. It's very profitable. You might not notice, but there's treasures abounding when you board this boat.
Very well. I will take you at your word.
Well, I appreciate that. Oh, I'm with you then.
so Tevon's leaving the ship.
And Blood Evening is following as well.
Then they head to the markets, right?
Yes.
And at every shop, they are shopping all day, and not a single shopkeeper will accept the platinum piece's payment for a single object.
Well, shit.
Okay.
Because they have no possible way of paying change. It doesn't look like the same kind of coins that they use in the area. It just seems out of place. So
Screwed you are.
they go shopping until sunset and return to the dock with nothing.
Okay.
Unless
Yeah, man.
you be scheming some cons.
I got some
Well-
mad cons.
Yeah, is there like a bank where we
So,
can go and make
you
change?
What Blood Evening is thinking is that
it is not accepted because it is not recognized as the same form of currency from the area.
the only way to break your
Okay.
change is to put it all in on a high stakes game of some street poker.
Oh, God.
And if you win, you end up with a lot of other gold pieces. And then
If you lose,
Okay.
you gotta kill the people who
Okay,
won.
I'm
you
gonna
get
work
your
with it.
shit back.
There does happen to be a street gambler who is playing the little game where you hide like a ping pong ball or something underneath 3 cups
Ah,
and
the
you
cups.
spin it around. He does allow you to use it as a bid on the gamble. And did I tell everybody that you're supposed to enter gambling as a skill? It's an average of wisdom and dexterity. And
Average between wisdom and dex.
yeah, is wisdom and dex.
So, if they're one away from each other, do you just round it up?
It would be rounded down.
Hmm.
So it's like your gambling luck skill.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't fuck up, Blood Evening.
look,
Why not want to fuck up
if
that
we
money?
lose, we simply rob the man. It's that easy.
Blood Evening's my name, fucking up is my game.
I'll cut out the middleman and just rob him straight up.
So, do you decide to gamble with his money?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to have a discussion about this.
Look. Tevon, I have a brilliant idea. You see this fine gentleman over here?
Yes.
We simply take our platinum piece and we put it down for equal amount of gold pieces. If we win, we double our profit and we have 100 gold pieces. If we lose, well, then we can find a way to make our money back.
I will accept, but you had better have a good way to get it back if you lose.
Yes, you see, things are merely objects. It's not very difficult to find a way to simply acquire an object.
I agree.
Yes, so shall we?
All right.
Out of character, what's your gambling score then?
+2.
Oof. Okay.
Oof.
So you definitely are better than me.
Oof. Oof. Mine's +2.
What's yours?
What's yours, Rick?
3. Well, mine ends up at 12, which is
Plus
Plus
one.
one.
Oh, dude, I didn't
So-
even add that. I didn't add it up the right way.
It's just wisdom plus dex divided by 2.
16.
Oh, I ain't even focus on
Round it
that
down.
number.
So you just have.
Although I probably should.
31.
Are we? Yeah, it's based on that.
Yeah, mine be 15, which is still plus 2, so.
Yeah, mine's not amazing. Strength and Constitution are my two big ones.
My biggest one is Charisma, as is Dex. I actually don't have any too bad ones. I have nothing lower than a plus 1, so.
Okay.
Not great rolls.
Let's do it.
So, Blood Evening's gambling. She puts it up as a bid.
Yeah, I mean they don't.
Wait. Before they walk up, Blood Evening is going to say to Tevon, hand me the piece.
Okay, he gives it to her.
As she walks...
As Tevon is handing her the piece, he can't help but notice how it glimmers in the sun like no other coin he's ever seen, and he kind of lusts after it, not truly surrendering ownership in his own mind. Go ahead and roll for gambling. As the guy at the stall peers slyly at Blood Evening approaching, he notices her brandishing the piece. He notices it shines in the sun. He doesn't recognize the manufacturer of the coin, but he's just like, hey, money's money, and in my trade I can sell anything. So before losing the opportunity at the gamble, he nods and he starts to shuffle his cups.
And as he shuffles the cups and Blood Evening is watching him, she's just going to be playing with the coin in her hand.
Okay.
As he's shuffling, Tevon is going to lean in a little bit and say,
This game is fair, yes.
Not always. But I have ways of getting around this.
he's going to look directly at the guy who's shuffling the cups.
You're not going to cheat me, are you?
Well, then why don't you watch my hands?
I'm watching your eyes.
I could do this with my eyes closed. My uncle who taught me was blind.
Screwed you are!
Now are you betting or are you scooting along?
Yes. 1 platinum piece for 100 gold in return.
That's quite the beggar's gamble. I'll steal your platinum piece.
Well, we're gonna go hungry.
Very well. Let us begin.
We're gonna be fishing.
Go ahead and roll.
I'd like to know how long has it been since we walked up? How long was this whole engagement?
It's just been a couple of minutes.
I already rolled for mine.
You already
You
rolled?
told me to roll for gambling.
Yeah. What'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
Rolled an 18? Okay. You actually succeed.
Oh shit, okay.
Well, you win.
Success is yours, bud.
Good job.
So, just with that level of perception,
Well, lucky break for beginners. Let's see if you can last another round.
No, this was not the deal.
Well, the only people who deal around here have quite the appreciation for gambling. You might find it hard to shop if you're not willing to drop your money.
You see, I already made a fair gamble. 1 platinum piece for 100. You've not yet paid out your 100 gold pieces.
Well, you are a bunch of filthy thieves is what you are.
Tevon is going to take his very large hand and place it on the man's shoulder.
You made a deal. Are you breaking your deal?
they hardly notice that the crowd shuffling around them has stopped, and at least 5 other hands just landed on Tevon. The stall manager just says,
Well, you might have a few ideas, and I might have a few that you're not from around here. Are you in for another gamble, or are you moving along?
Yes. Double or nothing. 200.
Right on.
he shuffles his hands a little bit faster.
So what are the hands on? Is it 5 different people that are on Tevon then?
Yes.
Okay.
Have fun with that.
And again, I'll ask, how long have we been standing here?
Well, now it seems like it has been slightly longer, like 15 to 20 minutes.
We've been standing at this booth for 15 and 20 minutes?
Yeah, it feels like it.
So as this guy is shuffling, Tevon has released his hand from his shoulder, but he's got his closed fist like 6 inches from his shoulder, and he's just like waiting.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. 13.
You can see his hands are moving very fast, and the cups are shuffling, and you know that there's something moving between them. However, you cannot clearly or distinctly discern which cup seems to have the item in it.
Should have brought me along, man.
Okay.
Blood Evening, you may go ahead and make a check on your gamble.
It's 5.
Oh, God.
Well, it seems you aren't so lucky. I'll be taking your piece from you.
So, how long have we actually been standing here?
Why is time such an important thing with you?
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. What's a D10? I don't have a D10.
You have cheated us. You will not be taking this piece.
Tevon's lust for that singular item is apparently grown inside of him. Is there an effect that is taking place?
Yes. As Blood Evening goes to hand the piece over, it begins to glow with a bright light in a 30-foot radius for the next minute. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet is blinded until its next turn.
Wow.
Any creature that tries to what?
It's basically, this is like if it was in combat, it says any creature that ends its turn in the radius is blinded.
Any creature that's within 5 feet of it is blinded. For how long again?
Within 5 feet, blinded. It's in its next turn.
Okay, so 6 seconds. She's got to split a couple of seconds to make her move.
No.
Is she aware?
Until
She doesn't know
their
what's
next
happening.
turn.
She's just been tinkering with it for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, can I see that?
Which, so, I don't know, okay, if we were...
Now, ends its turn within 5 feet of...
Yeah,
You
anyone
is
right
blinded.
next to us is blinded.
Okay, so yeah, they're blinded for 6 seconds because you end your turn, you're blinded till your next turn, which is 6 seconds away.
So everyone's blind for 6 seconds.
Yes.
I think it's longer than
How?
that, but...
I hope Blood Evening's got a plan.
It's
for
as
this,
long
but
as the
she's
DM
blinded
says
too.
Because 6
Because
seconds
we're
is
not
each
in
person's...
combat.
Well,
But
okay.
in combat, you would
may
be
not be in
until-
combat. However, the toughs that have kind of surrounded you,
Yeah.
they're like itching for a fight, and they're very well paid to be doing so. So it's like they're ready for an initiative roll.
Sounds
shall
like
we say.
we also have a couple of Brumbies there.
Yeah, a bit of strong stashes. That's all. I'll tell you what.
Right on. Such a pity I'm not there, man.
Okay, so thus ensues chaos.
Literally,
Everyone within...
as she sticks her hand out,
As Blood Evening extends her hand, surrendering the platinum piece, a instantaneous flash affecting everybody except for herself and Tevon almost immediately affects the surrounding group of people. And the strong-armed men who the stall gambler has surrounding them,
Go into attack formation, fellas!
they immediately just start swinging randomly at the air. And a lot of the crowd around is in a thorough panic as people are falling down and tripping, and people who are carrying things and pulling carts through stalls. And matter of fact, a man with a tourist in the back of his rickshaw steers off into the harbor and falls into the water. And there's a small degree of chaos that follows.
we must go! And she's just gonna take her bag and just like throw as much of the gold on the table in the bag as she can. And just like grab Tevon and run.
Go ahead and do a stealth check for me.
Okay, well, she's doing that. Tevon is surprised, so I don't know if he's necessarily going to make a full-on attack, but I think Tevon would try to, shove the guys that were hanging on to him, I think his initial reaction would be probably like spinning and like sort of like smacking them with a forearm kind of thing.
Okay. Go ahead and make a...
I don't know if that's maybe like a strength or something. I mean, he's not like necessarily... I wouldn't even necessarily say he's like attacking.
athletics check.
Okay.
I need to get Bard
good at
card,
this.
spell book card.
That is a 22.
Okay, so you make through this mosh pit like a maniac, and you bust a couple of heads on your way through, but you're able to make a path, and you don't really seem to be focusing on one person because they aren't really focusing on you. And that's really kind of hard to fight.
Right. Okay, so yeah, so I'm punching a hole through.
And
One evening is just like
go ahead, yes.
slinking right behind him. I rolled a stealth roll of 16.
Nice.
Yeah, then you're able to sneak past. Tevon is the only one who is recognized by anybody outside of the vicinity of this blindness as somebody who just seems to be doing fine, while everybody else is falling down and going crazy. So,
Great.
yeah,
We did it.
they're
Money.
able to run away with a little satchel of money. And Tevon feels the uncontrollable urge to ask for his coin back.
Blood evening, I will need my coin back now.
Yes, very well. Here you go.
She feels a small urge to hold on to it, but quickly surrenders it.
He's
It's
gonna...
a very nice coin, I must say. I've held many of rare metals in my life, but platinum, it holds spirits with it.
It appears to me to be a worthless coin, but it has to have some value somewhere. I will hang on to it, and hopefully I can find somewhere to put it to use.
And with that, he's gonna tuck it deep into his money pouch.
And then I think we're gonna try and do some like last minute shopping as the markets are closing.
Yes, I have a list we need to shop for.
Okay. Tevon is still recognized by many of the people in the town because apparently even one or two bystanders talk immediately with everybody as if they're their neighbor. So, most of the people can recognize Tevon and they're accusing him as some kind of sorcerer who appears to be casting spells on people. And there is a group of about 10 men looking for you.
Can I pull Blood Evening kind of into an alley or a side street or something, just away from eyes for a moment?
Yeah.
Listen, apparently, whatever you did, they think that it was me. I will tell you the list and you can buy the things. I will try to slip back to the ship and meet you there.
He feels a small urge to ask for his portion of the share from the amount that they stole earlier.
Okay.
You can do a check to... Constitution check to suppress this urge.
Okay. 6. Yeah, that's... I don't even need to ask.
Blood Evening, how much did we acquire from this heist?
Well, I'm not very sure. I don't count my money. It's very pointless. It's simply just gold.
Can I count it?
Sure. Here you go.
Okay, Tevon counts it. How much is there?
As Tevon is looking through the hoard that they have come home with, it appears to be all locally annotated and marked. And it is not like any other currency that exists elsewhere in the world.
Okay.
And it appears to be made out of paper and clay.
Okay. How many of them do we have?
About 350 pieces.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Those are no gold pieces. They're rock. Blood Evening's gonna grab one and start just kind of playing with it and almost like pulling it apart.
Do a strength check for that.
It's a critical.
Fail. It seems unbreakable to you.
The stone, it's so strong.
I'm just of my own accord here. I'm just going to make another Constitution check just to decide how I proceed here. Well, that was a 4.
So, you determine that the coins are worthless.
Okay.
These seem to have no value. You take them and see what you can get for them. I doubt that any of the shops will take them, but just see what you can do, alright?
Very well. I will come back with your list.
Alright. So I guess I should tell you my list.
Well, you can hand me the list.
Yeah, but this is an audio medium.
Okay.
So if I hand you the list, nobody's going to know what you bought.
Crinkle, crinkle. Okay, we're getting this and we're getting that. Was that descriptive enough for you guys?
With her character, though. She doesn't hold on to stuff.
Doesn't care.
Well, I guess that's another good reason to tell her the list then, huh?
If he's not feeling very sure of her following through, that is absolutely acceptable.
Alright.
Here is my list. I need dry goods, flour, grain, sugar, etc. I need rum, chickens, live chickens. I need salted meats, citrus fruits, and some mangoes. I need rum. I need potatoes, some spices, some rum, some mushrooms, some of the good mushrooms, some of the herb, some rum, and some tools.
Don't forget the rum.
You can count on me. I have a fantastic memory.
As the two of you part ways, I'm going to need Tevon to do a stealth check as he is trying to avoid being seen.
17.
Alright, he is stealthy enough, but he is definitely, humming some Mission Impossible to himself while he's ducking behind barrels. And
I actually was imagining more like Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. Because that probably fits his general size.
Yeah. Blood Evening, go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
21.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You surprisingly come back with everything on the list except for the good rum.
But I got the good mushrooms.
You got the good mushrooms.
And that,
And the herb.
And the herb.
And the herb.
Okay. Can I try to find a cart too? Bring everything back on a cart?
Yeah. You were surprisingly able to trade that money at every single stall, and everybody was ecstatic to take it.
Oh, Tevon!
Have you gotten everything on the list?
Yes, I believe that I found everything you wanted. Except, I found the rum, and the rum, but I did not find the good rum.
Wait, so did you get rum or no?
Yes, I got the rum.
Where is it?
It's right here. Vodka. It is the best thing.
Oh, stereotypes.
They are back at the docks, and it is quickly becoming nightfall, and they can see a ship on the horizon just sailing back to port, and it has a singular eye on the back of the vessel.
Okay. Did she get vodka?
It is actually water that smells like vodka.
Okay.
It's gotta be some shitty ass water.
I'd like to taste it. Do you want me to roll for that, or?
Go ahead and do a perception check.
Okay. Motherfucker! That's a critical fail.
I'm telling you,
To you, it tastes like the strongest liquor you have ever put your lips on. Either that, or it is just a bunch of plant ass. Either way, you think this shit's gonna get you fucked up while you're on ship.
It's not rum, but I suppose this is acceptable.
I'm sorry, these people, they do not drink. And if they do, it must be at some local establishment where all of the currency is coming in and out of a single building.
Hello, everybody. This is Harrison.
Hey everybody, RJ here. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Realms and Nerds.
If you're not already, please subscribe to the show and turn on notifications so you don't miss any episodes.
It's available on pretty much every platform out there, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Once you're subscribed, consider sharing the show with a friend. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow.
Thank you so much to our friend Kyle for composing the melody of our main theme. And of course,
as always, thank you for listening. We appreciate all of you, and we're so grateful to have your support. Now, back to the action.
As Blood Evening and Tevon step off the ship, the captain turns to Ember and Bartholomew and Tohatu and says, "All right, men, Tohatu, grab that, the sail trim there, the 3-corded knot. And, Ember, I need you up at the crow's nest. How well can you climb?"
Oh, you have to ask. And he just goes with his claws. And then he just zooms right up there.
Good. I'll need your powerful voice to call out the directions of what you see ahead of us.
All right, Captain. Not a problem.
And Bartholomew,
Aye.
you'll be needing to listen clearly to Ember. He'll let you know if you got any reefs underneath you, as long as he's got his wits about him.
Listen to the sultry sound of my voice.
Yes, sir.
Right then. Tohatu, you'll be needing to follow my commands directly, but pretty soon I think you'll be able to adjust and listen to Ember.
Aye. And he already has the rope over his shoulder. Or he has
He'd be like standing in the middle of the decks. You saw the illustration for the ship, right?
yeah.
Okay. On the ship, there are 3 sails. And they each go off in... Yeah. You're able to kind of control the direction based on where you apply the force, kind of like a windsurfer.
Ooh, fun.
The cool thing about the ship is it creates its own wind. You don't know where from, but it's always behind the sails.
The ship's technically, I would guess that the ship's alive, so it's just constantly farting. It's just constantly farting.
So as it takes off.
Okay.
It's more like it feels like a soft breeze, but when you're facing other directions, like where the prevailing winds are, it's a much stronger pull.
Okay.
So, yeah. Ember calls out,
All right, let's get a move on.
Bartholomew, go ahead and roll a dexterity check. Sleight of hand.
Okay. Do I need to be doing like a perception check or some shit?
Let me get out my new D20.
He's just pulling out of the dock.
Okay, so not yet.
If he doesn't know...
Perfect 20.
Ooh!
A perfect 20.
So, you park this bad boy better than my friend RJ, that's for sure.
Hold on. Should I roll again?
Why is that? Was it not a nat?
Perfect 20.
You're kidding, right?
Nope.
Again?
He has advantage.
Oh, for God's sake. Rick, he got the 20 die. You...
Yeah, I bought the lucky 20 die from his store. Yeah. It's a 20-sided die where every side's 20. Anyways, I'll roll. I'm rolling a real...
Continuing with the story, we are actually going to start at a point where we pick up with a real dice roll.
Yeah.
Fail.
Perfect 20.
I wish. Alright, what am I rolling? Charisma? What was it? What? I don't even know.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, okay.
What do you need charisma for?
I don't know. 12.
Alright, so, you nearly, just barely miss the ship next to you. But the front mast, just barely seems like it clips a seagull off the back of the ship next to you.
So we just hear
Yeah, exactly.
You hear Tohatu from the deck just start belly laughing.
Hi, Bartholomew. I think you might have hit a seagull back there. Keep your eyes open.
I just feel a little rusty, don't worry about it.
Did you roll with advantage?
What? With advantage?
Yeah.
No?
Okay. I'm sorry.
I didn't know I was...
You might want to establish that early.
He's just getting used to it, so he wouldn't know that he gets advantage. Kind of like he feels shaky at the wheel.
Wait, I get to back up again? What? Presses the reset button.
Backs up.
Let's try again.
Too perfect. Try again.
Oh, okay. Let's see what really happens. Watch out for that seagull!
Alright, and then he's gonna...
Ted, get out of the way!
He's,
steer the...
So they steer towards open water. Ember points out a specific direction that was mentioned to him as a point of interest in the bay where they might find the anchor. So...
I think it might be over there.
Tohatu, go ahead and do a strength check to see if you can grasp the wind, shall we say.
17.
You grab a hold, and sure enough, you can feel the pull of the wind, and you can feel a strain in your back, but you know what? The ship moves, and it's actually in the direction that you're headed. Well, as we're coming about here, it'll be a bit trickier. Tohatu, you'll have to tow in the sails, and as well, try to make sure that we don't catch any wind while you're doing it. I'd advise going up top and trying to make sure that we hoist those in time with Ember. And for sure, try to make sure that we are turning about as we come to the position where we desire to stop. You listening, Bartholomew?
Always, Captain.
Indeed. Go ahead and make a perception check.
A perception check? Alright, let's see what we can see. That's a 24.
Yeah, sure enough, you point out the exact rock outcropping that, looks like it snapped the rope to the anchor, because there's even a little bit of threads on it.
Hi, mates. I think I see it over there.
You're headed directly for it. Go ahead and, Tohatu, go ahead and make a athletics check.
Hold on. Hold the horse's buddy.
You don't need to hold the horses.
Fine. Pull your rope there, bud.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
Try 25.
Holy shit.
Sweet.
I don't need to
You clamber up the main mast like it's nobody's business.
Fucking gorilla.
You scaled it faster than Ember Horizon here. And you make your way out to the mast, and you're even on the side where you need to tow in the sail first on the turn. So it's actually going to give our boy at the helm here a bit of an advantage.
Nice climbing you got going on down there. Where'd you learn to do that?
Only been doing it most of the entirety of my life.
Well, alright. I like it.
And Bartholomew, go ahead and give us a dexterity check at the wheel.
With advantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Dexterity check or saving throw?
Check.
That's going to be nat 20 plus 4, 24.
Holy
Sure enough, you round this corner and it's like you're trying to stop on a dime. The ship corners just as it's decreasing in speed, and you stop right over a calm spot in the water where there is a clear vision down to the bottom. It
Bartholomew,
looks like it's just feet below you.
I just gotta say, that was the most excellent stop I've ever seen. I've been sailing for a long time.
As have I. Took a lot of training to get to this level.
Very impressive.
Actually, the three of you can see an anchor seated deeply in the bottom
in the soil of the bottom of the bay.
That's a nice looking anchor down there, Captain.
Aye, and we'll be needing to send our friend overboard to fetch it.
Before he even says anything, you hear a splash off the side of the boat.
I think I saw him dive off the top of the main mast.
How's he intend to drag that thing back out of the water? Ain't got a rope or nothing, does he?
Well, I was going to give one of you lads a rope to fasten about his ankle, but he seems to have taken the initiative to dive.
Well, I hope he can swim back to the surface with that thing. It's kind of heavy.
Athletics check?
Well,
Do I have to do a perception check to see it?
Dude, I think he said we all see it, so.
Yeah, all of you could see it, because the water was exceptionally clear.
Go right ahead and bring
And
it back
actually, you go ahead and just hit the water, and to you it feels like home, so you're able to swim, no check needed.
But an athletics check to grab the anchor and drag it with me.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Shit's gonna get real.
What you don't know, sir.
Well, my
there's a giant
swim speed is the same as my,
Movement speed?
Yep.
This is funny, I have a climbing speed.
So, Tohatu, from just up above the water, he hears some shouting, and he sees a couple of golden bracelets drop into the water.
He grabs them and swims up to the top, and
As soon as he grabs a hold of them, he begins to sink.
Fun.
well, it's a good thing I can breathe underwater.
I thought you said you were human.
I am a human,
He's
but
He
a
begins
the
to
water man.
sink faster than he can swim towards the bottom.
can I attempt to try to break them off?
I mean, you can release them. You were only grabbing a hold of them. You weren't putting them on.
Oh yeah, I take them off.
In which point, they sink towards the bottom, and you hear a clang!
And I swim back up and I stick my head above the water, and I look towards our ship.
Oh, Tohatu, you already fetched the anchor. That's good. Bring it aboard, lad.
Did you throw things at me?
I was going to tell you, if you needed any assistance reaching the bottom and fetching the anchor, we have a couple of bracelets here that will help you get there.
Would you like them back?
Well, they might make it handy the next time you want the anchor.
He's just gonna leave them down at the bottom of the ocean.
How do you plan on breaking the anchor back up there, pal?
All right, so he swims back towards the anchor and grabs a hold of it.
As he swims deeper toward the bottom, he sees a glimmer where the anchor should be. He sees the long, plain cylindrical handle with the attachment loops where the rope and chain should go. The other half of the bottom of the anchor is buried in the bottom of the soil, and as soon as he places his hands on the anchor, he feels a surge of magical power, like a shock, course through his veins, through his hands, up through his body, and he hears a small voice cry out,
Hey! Are you here to help me? I'm stuck! I can't get free! I'm Dredge! If you can pull me out, I will lend you my help!
We're in a fucking rare game.
He swims back up to the surface, and he looks at the captain and he goes,
So you got the anchor, right?
Hey!
The anchor just fucking talked to me. The anchor just fucking talked to me.
Oh, well, you must be blessed. Well, did you bring it then?
Listen, out of all of the anchors that I've ever touched, this is the first one that has ever talked to me.
Well,
So
tell
no-
it you don't want to be friends and just toss it up here.
He swims back down, he touches the anchor again.
Hello!
Do you have a different voice that I'm having trouble I'm having trouble taking you seriously, brother. Do you have a different voice that you can use? I can't handle
I'm
this.
sorry. Your voice is disturbing to me. No, I'm just kidding. I can talk in my
lower voice if that makes you better.
What the fuck?
If that makes you more comfortable.
Doesn't make me more
It
comfortable.
doesn't make me
Tohatu takes a length of rope that he had around his arm, and he ties it around it, and then he loops it around over his shoulder, and he tries to swim with it.
I'm gonna need you to do a strength check, buddy.
Might want to borrow my die here to help you.
Should have let me give you some bardic inspiration.
13.
There seems to be a slow suck of the sludge at the bottom of the water. It doesn't seem like it's coming free. And instead it pulls you back down.
With this, Tohatu gets a little angry, and I'm gonna go into a rage. So
Hey, buddy! No reason to get mad!
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! And I get advantage on strength checks. Oh, I'm glad I got advantage on strength checks, because that was a fucking 2.
Boy, you should really borrow my lucky D20.
Dude, you should have let me do the bardic inspiration, damn it!
Okay, so I'm wondering, with my warlock, otherworldly patron of the lurker, I can summon ethereal tentacles that can attack things. Could I summon those ethereal tentacles to push the anchor out of the muck so I can move it?
Poor Dredge. He's gonna freak the fuck out.
You can summon the ethereal tentacles. Do they have any sort of stats?
Not really.
Is it just attack stats?
Basically.
What's the go ahead and give me the stat for that.
At first level, you gain the ability to magically summon a spectral tentacle that strikes at your foes. As a bonus action, you can create a 10-foot-long tentacle 60 feet in front of you. Tentacle lasts for 1 minute, or until you use the feature to create another tentacle. When you create a tentacle, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature with 10 feet in front of it on hit, 1d8 cold or lightning damage.
So it's an energy.
Maybe?
It's not.
It's
there's
ethereal,
no.
it's not technically
Okay.
real.
Okay, well...
So, there is a flash of light, and it seems like there is kind of like a shockwave that goes through the water, and a fish that was swimming by just dies.
We're killing poor innocent animals!
And
Stop the madness!
instead you hear,
Hey! That didn't feel very good! Are you gonna pull me out or just hit me with lightning?
do I have to roll again?
yeah, that would be another strength check.
Fucking shit, why can't I do this? That is a 16. But I'll roll again.
As you pull on this rope attached to the anchor, you can see that it is stuck in something. You can't quite tell what, but it seems to be in the shape of a box. And it is still stuck.
Tohatu swims down to see what exactly it's stuck into.
In the meantime, Dredge says,
Hey! That's mine! Leave it there!
I can't get you out if you're fucking stuck to something.
It doesn't have anything to do with me other than where it sits!
Are you kidding me? It's the one thing that's holding you here.
Nonsense! I can let it go whenever I want!
Then let it go.
Give it another tug!
He swims back over to the rope that he had attached to it, and he to Dredge, and he gives the rope another pull. Because he's fighting with a child anchor. It's a fucking kid. Oh, okay, that's 22.
About
yeah, so he gives a mighty tug underwater, and finally, 4th time's the charm, he yanks the chest out of the mud. And he can see, yes, indeed, it is a chest. And there is gold and jewels in it. But the anchor is now free,
of this said chest. And just above it.
Alright, now pull me up, and, the captain would be very happy to see me, I assume.
What's with his chest?
Well, leave it here. You don't got any business with it.
Well, I'm not getting paid to dredge up treasure, so I guess I'll take you along.
And he averts his eyes from the treasure and starts dragging Dredge back to the ship.
He has no other problems, and Dredge comes along with him.
Hey, buddy, if you need me to quiet down for a little bit, I'd like to take a nap.
I still need to, take a second to realize that I am talking, I've never talked to an anchor before. So, if you wanted to take a nap, that'd be very pleasant.
Yeah, alright.
Dredge goes silent. And, Tohatu, surfaces. He, I guess, has the anchor strapped to his back and climbs aboard. And with that, they, make their way back towards the port. Captain Littlebeard, mounts the deck and says, "Alright then, Tohatu! Well, find us a good direction in the wind. And Bartholomew, give us a good direction on the wheel.
Aye, Captain.
And Ember, you know what to do. Find your position and call out the directions."
Alright. Sounds good.
And with that, I need Ember to make a perception check. You need to make a dexterity check.
And here we go.
Sleight of hand. And Tohatu to make a strength check.
That's 24 once again.
Nice.
I got them there thin eyes.
You got the bearings.
I got the bearing.
Nat 20 plus 4, 24.
Oh, I got the bearings.
So you coast in like it's parallel parking and you've done it 10,000 times.
22.
I just gotta pause and say, Harrison can't trust me anymore. Now that I have that lucky D20. I haven't rolled, it's been sitting there. Ray can attest to that.
Can he, though? Has he been paying attention
But are
to
you
that?
ever going to take the drop on me? Is that the question?
Listen, I'm just very.
I got the drop on you with the first roll I did.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
But you
very.
didn't know I had it.
I'm very concerned by the fact that you've rolled 2 20s since you supposedly stopped using your
For the
lucky
same
D20.
kind of roll, too.
Just saying.
But no, like for real, if you want, here, hold on to that. That's not there though, please. That's there's my lucky D20. You can hold on to it.
Hold it
So
right
that way,
there.
That way you know I'm not rolling that one.
Hold it right there.
Oh yeah, hold it right there.
But yes.
Oh, keep holding it right there. Keep holding it right there.
Back to the business at hand. I got a nat 20 plus 4, 24 for sleight of hand.
So you glide into harbor as if you've done this before. You might skip across a couple of waves, and to be honest, it all looks very cool. It's very stylish.
And I got, like, the
Let's
best seat in the
hope,
house.
20,
Let's hope it continues.
23.
Nice. You catch the wind on a fair sail, and to be honest, this has never been easier. You settle into the groove. We look pretty fucking cool.
Fuck yeah.
It's tight. As you sail into dock, just before sunset, you can see that there, in fact, is Blood Evening and Tevon waiting with a cart full of supplies.
Alright. Food. I like the look of that.
Yes, it was very, very interesting. This town is quite quaint.
Oh, you found somebody to trade with.
Yes, we found these stone paper monies. It was it worked around here apparently.
Yeah, it's all they trade in. It's a unique currency.
Why?
Why did you not tell us this before you sent us shopping?
Well, I told you I gave you everything you needed.
You gave us nothing we needed.
Well, do you not have the coin?
If Blood Moon had not been so ingenious, we would have had nothing.
I don't think you would be so easily rid of it. Do you still have it?
Have what?
the coin.
That doesn't seem to be any of your business.
Well, fair enough. You don't have to tell me, but I'll know in 3 weeks' time. Anyway, let us board these supplies, and everybody will be prepared to sail. Tohatu, will you help them with the loading things?
Aye, Captain.
Thank you. They'll need your set of arms.
Can I ask, how long was Tevon waiting for Blood Evening to come back?
Oh, a couple hours.
Okay. Tevon went to the bar, for sure.
I know, he was really concerned about the interest of his wealth, and he found it almost impossible to do anything but think about what was happening to the money while following Blood Evening.
He didn't follow her, though. He left.
Okay.
I think he'd be more concerned with his own sobriety than anything.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Well, then go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
The lower it is, the drunker you are.
17.
Well, then I guess you make it back to the docks just barely on time. You had a couple of drinks, you met a couple of people, but in fact, you are ready to finish up a good night. Maybe cook these guys some food, and you hope that all the food has come back on time. And it has. Minus the rum.
He went to go tell him that he was quitting his job, but, you know, he stayed for a few drinks after telling him that.
Have himself a grog or two.
How would you not have known about the currency thing if we're still on the place where you lived?
Everybody passed through a grotto, though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. Ask
He
Bronson.
just found the first job he could.
Ask Bronson. I didn't make the rules.
He doesn't know.
Okay.
You know the rules, and so do I.
He's
But
the one
I
that told me I was a
really don't.
bartender at this town. I'm just playing in that framework.
Alright.
Right then. So, everybody loading supplies? Well, at least finding their proper places for them.
Tevon, you made sure to get my backup compass, correct?
You did not tell me you needed a compass.
It's alright. We can tell by the sun.
You're not very seasoned on the open seas, are you?
If you told me you needed a compass, I would have added it to the list. It is not on the list, so therefore you did not tell me.
I didn't think I need to tell you, because it's quite obvious you should always carry a backup compass.
How am I supposed to know you do not have a backup compass, seeing as how it is?
It's not my ship. I did not provide the goods.
Well, since it is so obvious, shouldn't you have one?
Yes, I will retire now.
Yeah, fair enough, Blood Evening. Yes, retire below decks. As she goes below decks, again, she hears that whisper.
Unleash me, child, and you will know power.
Oh, I am very confused. I thought I already opened you. What are you? Excuse me. Hello?
I am the hunger of infinite darkness.
Hunger. Infinite darkness. Very interesting.
The more that you allow me into this world, the stronger you will become. Though I must say, the daylight didn't feel too good.
Barry, I thought that I was of the opinion that you enjoyed the sunlight.
Only you did, child. You probably felt life force sapping back into you.
You're stealing my soul? I don't know.
This.
Once again, she's going to just look at is it like the same amulet thing, or?
Yeah, at this point she's wearing it almost as like a necklace.
She's gonna just kind of break it open again, I guess. Why not? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
She's too curious.
It seems to be made of superior craftsmanship, and it does not break by any strength of your hands in trying to bend it. Only the willfulness to open it seems to have triggered the previous event.
So it doesn't open?
No. It stays active, though.
Okay.
So you still feel the hunger for light, and you have superior dark vision. Did I mention that?
Oh, that's already part of my.
Yeah. It's part of your characteristics.
Well, and also my class.
Yeah. Gloomstalker, right?
I have like super superior vision.
Yeah.
And when other people can't see me in the dark.
Yeah.
Well, Blood Evening is kind of tired. I mean, like, she's gonna just pretty much slump. It's nighttime. It's dark and cold.
I mean, she was mostly feels like she's shifted towards nocturnal at this point.
Alright, well then she's gonna start tinkering with the cannons.
Okay.
With her brand new set of tinker tools, the only thing she helped unload.
Okay.
Cannons have names too and their own individual voices. Is one of them named Boomer?
That's definitely up there.
So
Yeah. So Tevon and Tohatu bring everything back to the larder, and there is still the matter of what to have for dinner. So Tevon can either start clearing some dishes or start making some soup.
Okay.
Everybody's hungry.
I'm gonna use some of my provisions and get a soup started, and then while that's cooking up, probably clean up a few dishes.
Okay. So as he is cleaning dishes, he starts to daydream, and he finds himself incredibly tired. In the dream, he finds himself as a benevolent lord over an island, surrounded by hordes of wealth. And he walks about in his castle, and he will notice that all the servants are thin and gaunt. And as he continues to the outer courtyard, he will notice there are children sitting lazily about, with swollen stomachs from starvation and malnourishment. He continues down towards the markets and notices that there are piles of gold, but all the people are agitated, and he even sees a boy struggling with a dog over a scrap of dried meat. And he reaches the outside of the city. He notices that the fields are barren and full of brambles. And he wakes up, and he's thinking about the feast, and he finds himself rubbing the coin in his pocket. And when he looks over at the table, there's a feast prepared.
Huh? What? Tevon, you've got to stop. There's too much of the drink. You just... you can't... What? I don't know. You've got to stop blacking out like this.
Beyond his understanding, he has no idea how the feast was prepared. There's nobody who has seemed to have helped him. It just seems to have appeared out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, I guess what can I say? Even drunk, I guess I'm still a good cook. I suppose I had better get the crew in here to eat.
At which point he calls that dinner is served, and everybody heads into the galley to eat.
Alright, slabs of meat. I love it.
Come and eat, if you will.
What do you mean, if? I'm going for it.
Well, I see that unlike shopping, he can do at least something right.
Blood Evening is gonna... The mess hall's below deck, correct?
Yeah, it's under the main deck, yeah.
Yeah, so she's gonna kind of run in, grab some food, and scurry back over and keep working on the cannons and just tinkering with different stuff.
With this meal, I'm gonna pour everybody a glass of... Or I guess a small glass of what I think is this liquor that Blood Evening has brought me.
Can I roll a perception check on the...
Absolutely.
That's a 19.
You know that it is cornstarch and water and something else to make it seem like liquor, but it is not.
He spits it out, and he looks at Tevon, he's like, the fuck is this?
Blood Evening said it was vodka.
It tastes like some drunk's piss, mate.
What?
Are you sure, brother? It tastes like somebody. It tastes like a drunk pissed into the bottle.
Bartholomew's gonna sniff his drink.
Yeah, Ember's not gonna drink it.
I guess at this point, Tevon's probably going to try it again.
He's gonna try the piss
Go ahead
again.
and roll a perception check for me, buddy.
This is gonna be a long fucking bullshit.
That's 2.
Holy shit!
So he assumes that this is a liquor that can only get half-orcs drunk.
Okay.
This must be some kind of liquor that you are unaccustomed to. It tastes perfectly fine to me.
Well, you can have it all.
Yeah, I mean, you can have mine too. I need to have my wits about me, you know?
Bartholomew will try the drink.
Of course you will.
Alright. Well then, go ahead and roll perception.
That's 15.
To you, it tastes like paste.
Well, I'm not saying it's not alcohol, but it tastes piss poor, like paste.
What are you talking about? This is the finest liquor that could be acquired. What do you mean?
It tastes like paste, but if it gets me drunk, I'll drink it.
It certainly should get you drunk.
Bartholomew keeps drinking it as much as it tastes like paste.
Reminds him of
Unfortunately, it does not get him drunk.
reminds him of kindergarten back in his days of.
Is he aware that he's not drunk?
Yes.
You dumbass.
I would make you out to be a liar. I'm not drunk at all.
This is impossible.
I guess, should I roll again for Constitution or something, or Perception?
I guess you can roll a third time on...
Because, he's pretty convinced, but...
Where is that infernal cat that you sent to get the drinks?
Are you fucking kidding
What'd
me?
you get? An unnatural 1?
That is a critical fail.
Maybe your die is broken. You should probably try a new one. Seriously,
Buddy, you have consumed enough of it to where you feel intoxicated solely because you believe yourself to be intoxicated.
It's the placebo effect.
It's a hypochondriac, but for drunkenness.
This is great.
Listen, I don't know what you think you're drinking, but this appears to be a fine drink to me, and I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is, you can't get much better than this on the ship.
You can, and I have. But I'll leave it be for tonight.
Is he fucking serious?
I don't know.
I don't think he's actually drunk. I think he just kind of thinks he's drunk. He doesn't look like a normal drunk.
You know, as long as he thinks
Not exactly
he's
what
drunk
I'd
is
say.
good enough for me.
I mean, I've spent a lot of time with some drunks, so I'm telling you what, he doesn't quite look the part.
I think we should find that infernal cat and question her about where she got
Watch
the drinks.
watch how you insult cats, alright? Take it a little personally.
With that, Tevon reaches into his pocket once more in a self-imposed drunken stupor. And he is thinking about strong alcohol. And from somewhere on the other end of the table, there appears a flask which everybody recognizes to be a very, very strong rum.
Where'd that come from?
See, what did I tell you?
Ember's gonna pick up the flask and sniff it.
It's strong drink if I ever had it.
It's a strong rum.
Is there
Where'd
any
that come
left
from?
in there?
Of course it's strong rum.
Hey, take a chill pill there a second, bub. Yeah, this thing's full.
Then
Hell
hand
yeah.
it over, I need a drink.
Oh, fuck you. Ember takes a swig.
And he finds with a single swig that it is by far the best tasting, while at the same time strongest liquor that he has ever put to his lips.
All right.
Well, are you going
Hey,
to hog it all,
hey.
or are you going to share with the rest of us?
Hey, Ember. Do you mind passing that over, bud?
Not all, mate. Thanks for asking kindly. And he passes it to Tohatu.
He takes a nice swig of it.
Goes down real smooth, doesn't it?
Oh, that's real good. Hey,
Yeah.
here you go.
Thank
Hands it
you
over.
kindly. He takes a good swig of it.
Well, don't be a bogart. Give us a pull.
He hands it over to Tevon.
Well, I'd say he's already drunk enough. I mean, he says he's drunk. He doesn't need to keep getting further and further down the bottle.
Yes, but you said that it wasn't actually drunk.
I don't know what I said 2 minutes ago. Let's just...
Listen, he made us a good meal. To the cook. As bad of a shopper as he may be.
All right, to the cook. All that.
I mean, how bad of a shopper can he be? You ate the food. It's pretty damn good.
Tevon takes a long pull, at the end of which he says,
Well, technically, it was that blood evening that did the shopping. I just wrote the list. They wouldn't really let me shop, but it's all neither here nor there, I suppose.
Huh, that's kind of interesting. Making the woman do the shopping. What's wrong with you? These are more modern times.
Anyone else need a drink, or should I just finish this one off?
Now I think you're all right.
I'll take another drink
I'd like one last
before
nip
you
before
finish it off.
I'd like one last nip before I go to bed.
No, I think I'm all right. One and done's good enough for me. I've got some responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
Aye, and aren't responsibilities more fun when you had some rum?
I had me some rum.
Everything's more fun when you've had just some rum.
Yeah, Ember's gonna pull out his lute and start playing a tune.
At which point you all hear footsteps as the captain descends the stairs and stands just above the galley. And for the first time, all of you notice, maybe it's the rum, but that he is wearing an eye patch that sits just over his forehead. Maybe it's the first time that you have just seen him from this angle. But maybe, just maybe you saw an eye patch hanging in the middle of his forehead.
Hi, Captain, would you have a drink with us?
Oh, no, lads. We have a heavy sail to set in the morning. We'll be heading for Chronoracle Cove. So,
I don't know what you just said, but it sounds good.
Chronораcle Cove.
I'll never be able to say that, I swear.
Well, you don't need to. Anyway, off to bed with all of you. We sail an hour before dawn.
All right.
So, as they're all heading to bed, Tohatu lays down, and he kind of rolls back and forth for a bit, and can see that that for some reason he can't sleep like this. So he ties a rope onto his leg, and he dives overboard, floats next to the anchor, and says, "Anchor, are you awake?"
Well, I never really went to bed now, did I?
How did you get down there?
The last one in your job did this.
Like, how did you get stuck down there?
My job was to bury treasure. I buried treasure.
What do you mean, like, buried treasure?
Oh, just the riches of a civilization.
Tohatu looks up into the stars and tries to forget the existential terror that he just heard and falls asleep in the water.